Guys, you got to stand up for yourself. You've got to speak up if you're being exploited. Say no instead of saying yes all the time. Because if you don't, you'll lead a life of misery. You won't know yourself, and people won't respect you. I did this a lot growing up. I thought it was good to be a people pleaser, to never get into any conflict, to never stand up for myself, to, if someone wanted me to do something and I didn't want to do it, I'd just say yes anyway to please them. I'll put myself in front of them. And what happens is a few things happen. One, you lose respect for yourself. You don't have the confidence for yourself because you know if anyone wants to bring any arguments or has a point that you don't agree with, you know that you won't speak up because you're a coward, and you'll lose respect for yourself that way, and you'll feel crappy inside. I felt so bad because I did this. I'm still trying to change, but I'm a lot better than I was, but I wouldn't stand up for myself. Let's say the work drinks happened. Back in my early career, I'd always say yes, even though I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to seem non-agreeable and I wanted to fit in, and I didn't value my own happiness. I valued what people thought of me. When people had different points of views to me, even though I didn't agree with it, I wouldn't say anything. I'd mask my voice. I'd keep quiet. I'd keep small because I didn't want to create any argument because I was scared of conflict. And what happens when you do that? You literally bend over and let people roger you and take the pee out of you. The bits when you know, they want you to do overtime and you always say yes to it. When you're the last one in the office, first one in, last one out the office, everyone's gone and enjoyed themselves. But you haven't stood up for yourself and said, that's not my rota, that my time is done. Anything else, that's not my time, or I should be paid overtime. You just do what the boss says because you don't wanna, you're scared of getting into trouble. It's a cowardly thing. And I know why we do it, because we yearn for this acceptance, to make people happy. But the thing is, it doesn't get you nowhere, and you don't recognize yourself. You become a different person and you get depressed from this. This is one of the biggest causes of depression in the workplace. When someone says something to you, or someone, you know, takes credit for your work and you don't say, no, I did that. You feel so small. And you know you're being a coward. You know it deep down. And the problem is, as well, the funny thing is, people lose respect for you, around you. They respect the person that stands up for themselves. They may not like that person and go, oh man, he's or she's so difficult. But they respect them. I mean, they don't respect you. Like my mum, like she has issues, like we have issues with family and stuff like this, and we've got members of family that kind of just does what everyone wants them to do and doesn't want to create any sort of conflict or anything like that. My mum's totally opposite. She'll tell them to go do one. Like a lot of them know that my mum is like the one that's confrontational. Like she'll say it how it is. But you know what? They respect her for it. They all respect her. They may not like her, but they respect her. And I respect that. I respect that. I got a partner who, no one can tell her nothing at work. She does it politely, but she says what the right thing is to say. If she feels that she's being exploited, she'll let them know that. How many times does she tell me, oh, no, you shouldn't be having that, or they can't do that, and I, you know, speak up, you know? And she speaks up for herself all the time. They can't pull the wool over her eyes. They can't take the mickey out of her because she speaks up. I'm still working on that, but I do that too now. If someone like says something or disagreeable to me at work, and I feel like I'm in the right, I'll speak up. I'll speak up. Not all the time, but a lot of times I'll say, no, this is not the way. Or if I'm looking at a design, back in the day as a graphic designer, if someone did something, designed something, and I didn't agree with it, I thought it was ugly, I wouldn't say anything because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Now I'll say something, not to hurt their feelings, but because that's my opinion. We shouldn't be scared to voice our opinions. Some of the great people in the world, like David Icke, like I looked up to David Icke. He'd come out with some wild things and people would laugh at some of the things and think he's crazy. But you know, some of the things that he came up with, they've come to pass. And that gives him more respect because he was the only ones to say these things. You got people like Muhammad Ali that didn't want to go to war, so they imprisoned him. But he stood up for what he believed in. He earned a respect from that. He transcended sport because of that. You know, you got so many people in our history that stood up and spoke out and said no if it was wrong. They didn't cower. They didn't play small. We got to stop playing small, man. If we feel a certain way, speak up. I know it's hard. I know if you haven't done it for a long time, it's hard to do. It's like a muscle you haven't used. And it's so hard. But I'm telling you, make that conscious effort to do that. Even if it's one thing per day or one thing per week, make sure you speak up for yourself. Because you know when you go home afterwards, you'll go home and feel good about yourself. You look yourself in the mirror and go, yeah, man, I respect myself more because I stood up. Well, I easily could have just bowed down and just played the whole, played the whole being nice thing. When that work drinks come and you don't want to go, you say no. No, I don't fancy it. You don't always have to go just to fit in. Put yourself first. Stop putting these people first. Put yourself first. You don't have to do it rudely, but respect your own self. I guarantee you, the more you do that, the less depression and misery you'll have in your life. And you'll feel so much better about yourself. People, let me know what you think about what I've spoken about. Let me know if you've let people bend you over and roger you because you haven't stood up for yourself. Let me know if you have stood up for yourself. Let me know the examples of when you did that. As per usual, leave me that HBO special, people. Help a brother out. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you again in the next video. I'm gone. Peace.